Hello and welcome to episode 91 of the podcast, The Pocket Stylist. I'm Lisa Talbot, and thank you so much for coming back week after week to listen to the podcast. Now, I have got a question that I was sent actually the other day, and it made me think that, do you know what, I'm going to cover this on the podcast. So the question was from a new client actually, and she said, Lisa, I would love to wear a shirt, but I'm big busted. So the question is today, how do I wear a shirt if I have got a bigger bust? Now, I know after working with ladies for 17 years, 17 years, can you quite believe it? That is exactly the same question that comes up time and time and time again. If you are a big busted lady, that you struggle with a shirt. Now, when we're talking big busted, we're not talking over big busted, because actually a lot of shirts out in the marketplace and in the high street and online, they do not necessarily make certain shirts for a lady with a bigger bust. Because what happens is, if you are a bigger busted lady and you want to wear a shirt, as soon as you put it on, the buttons pull. Now, they may be a single button line that goes obviously from the neck right the way through to the hem, but as soon as you put it on, you feel the pull just almost, actually it's always between the bust. So it's a bit like you have one boob here, the other boob there, and then you have this gap in the center where your cleavage is, and that's because the fabric is pulling. It's not working with the body shape again. So the question is, what do we do now? The first thing that I would recommend is that you look at the fabric, because what we want the fabric to do, we want it to work and complement your bust. We don't want it to have an argument with it. So when you think about a dense cotton and a rigid cotton, the rigid cotton has absolutely nowhere to go. It can't stretch, it can't move, it can't work with the bust. It only has that, basically it has to either fit or not fit. And if any of you have had one of those cotton shirts and you've been sat maybe at work or you're having a coffee with friends, you know that actually you have to sit in a certain way. You can't slouch. You have to, almost sit bolt upright to create that lovely sleekness going through the center of your body. And you know that if you move slightly differently, that you've got this gap, and anyone who's sitting to the left of you or to the right of you is going to have this exposed bust at them. So it's a really interesting one. So this is where we look at the different fabrics. So we can look at a silk because it moves more. We can look at a chiffon because it moves more. We can look at shirts that have got lace built into them because, again, it moves more. So you've got that fabric that's much more movable. It's not rigid. However, there is a trick with that, because again, with everything, we talk about the perfect fit. So we want the fit to be good. I don't want you to have to wear a shirt that is 2 sizes too big just because we want it to fit into the bust. We still have to take into account, where does the seam sit on the shirt, on the sleeves? We want it to sit on your shoulders. We want the collar to sit beautifully round the neck. We want the fabric and we want it to float and work with the bust, but we still want some definition of shape through the torso. And what we also don't want is that from behind, we have this raft of material that basically is too big around our shoulder blades, because then you are going to appear larger than you actually are. So we still have to look at the fabric that we use. And in some cases, we have to go down a size of that shirt because we want to get the proportions right. So first of all, we're going to think about different fabrics and how they are going to work and complement your bust. They're not going to fight against it. So let's think about the fabric. The second thing is there are quite a few shirts out there now that have buttons that literally start either just on the breastbone or they start just below. So you get that lovely V-neck, which opens up the décolleté area, but then the buttons start slightly lower down. So what we're going to do, we're going to change the style of the shirt. So lots of those styles of shirts have still got collars. So we still get that formality. We still get the elevation. We still get the fit into the shoulders. We still get the sleeve if you want a full sleeve, but then you might be able to have a short sleeve as well. So you've got that kind of look. And the whole thing we're trying to do with that is we're opening up the bust area. We're still giving you the formality of a shirt, but we've just changed the style of it slightly. So you can still wear a shirt, but we're going to look at it slightly differently. And then the last thing I would say is have a think about the composite of the fabric. So think about, has it got some stretch in it? Is it going to work with my frame? Is it going to, fit me beautifully across the bust? Or is it going to pull across my back? Because again, we don't want that kind of look. We want this beautiful, sleek look. So let me recap. This is a very quick podcast today, but it just highlights a problem that was again given to me by a client, but it also will help you out if you're sitting there thinking, oh, I'd love to wear a shirt, but my bust gets in the way. So there's 3 options that you can have a look at. So if you're, shopping online or you're having a look at your wardrobe and you're thinking, why do I love that shirt so much? But why do I hate that one? You've got, first of all, let's think about the fabric that the shirt is made of. We want it to work with the bust, not against it. So think silk, chiffon, and some lace, because some lace has got that movability within it. So you can definitely have a look at that. Your second one is think about maybe a different style. So think about a different style of shirt that still looks like a shirt, but maybe it's got a wider neck. Maybe the buttons start a little bit further down, so they're complementing the bust, etc. The third one is think about having some form of stretch within the fabric, because the stretch again will complement and it will give the fabric the ability to work with the bust. So that's number 3. And actually there is a fourth. And if you want to, there are a good few actually tailors who make shirts for ladies, so you could have your own shirts made. So if you are a busy lady, doing whatever, whether you're in work, whether you're going to see friends, and you just want the most beautiful shaped shirt, then you could have one tailored. If you're going to get wear out of it, you could go for like a completely white shirt, because a white shirt, how often you're going to wear it, etc., etc. So there are four options for you. If you are bigger busted, you can absolutely wear a shirt. We're just going to change a few things about the shirt so that it complements your bust. So I hope you have enjoyed that podcast. It was quick, but it was informative. If you liked it, please feel free to share it out to whoever you also think might benefit from it. I hope you have a wonderful day. Any comments, just pop them in. Always welcome to hear your comments. And if you've got any other style questions, let me know. But everybody have a great day. See you later.